Hello and welcome to First and 40, the most informative 40 minutes of football news out there. I'm Liam Myth.
And I'm Mehul. Thank you guys for joining. And we hope you enjoy this episode. We did have another one with some technical issues. Try to get through it as much as we can. I know we missed a lot, but draft is coming up in a few days. Just gonna talk about that a little bit, but
The
a
next,
lot of big moves in this offseason. We're just
yep,
gonna quickly go over the main
yep,
ones, I'd say.
yep. First off, let's start off with big boy Matty Ice moving from Atlanta to Indianapolis, and we've seen that Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. He's proved himself time and time again that he is a solid quarterback with the right pieces around him, and I feel like Indianapolis really gives him the opportunity with Jonathan Taylor to alleviate some of that stress of being a pass-heavy offense as he was here in Atlanta, and with his threats that he has in Micah Pittman, who's a young receiver who's really developing. And last year we
Michael.
saw
Micah's
Michael.
his brother. Micah's his
My,
brother.
my fault. My apologies. But Michael Pittman, yes, number 11. He was insane last year, and hopefully a big year for him. And who are the other receivers for the Colts? T.Y. Hilton isn't as prominent anymore.
They have Paris Campbell. I don't know if he's still there. T.Y. Hilton, is he still there?
T.Y.
I
Hilton
think
is.
T.Y. Hilton
I think he's still there.
is still there. Um, I don't know. I think I got cut off for a second. Whatever. But yeah, I think T.Y. Hilton is still there. Paris Campbell. There's someone else. Um, Paris Campbell was injured. I'm pretty sure. So too. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
They don't have the best receivers, but I think the
it's.
main thing that I was glad about him going to Indianapolis was the O line.
I was
Finally, he's
about to
gonna
mention that.
actually.
I was about to mention
Finally,
that.
he
Yeah.
like that. He's gonna actually have a good O line, at least top five in the league.
In
That their O line is.
in 2016, like he didn't even have a good O line. They just had like good strategy and good scheming. Like they had a
Not even
they
that.
had
It's like there's we were just so healthy that year. No
yeah,
injuries. Everybody was so consistent.
and it's
Really
not
good O
even
liner. Like
it's
Alex Mack. He was
even
that insane free agent
yeah,
signing, man.
and like even without his like the team's success as the Atlanta Falcons franchise, year after year after year, he's been consistent. He's probably one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league, and you can't even say there's bias anymore. It's because he's not with us. Like he's probably one of the most consistent, solid quarterbacks. Like obviously he's not as up to par as Tom Brady is, but he's definitely not at that level where you can say like he's mediocre. Like he's good. Like he's a Hall of Fame candidate. Like arguably. So, yeah, that's a big move with Indianapolis heading into their playoff contention somehow after they lost to the Jaguars and didn't make playoffs. Hopefully, with Matt Ryan, they were able to step that up and put themselves in a good position to hopefully win the Super Bowl. And like another thing, the AFC is so stacked right now compared to the
Yeah.
NFC. Like, in specific, like Raiders got Devontae Adams, Deshaun Watson went to the Browns, Steelers got, this is not as significant, but Steelers got Mitch Trubisky, right? Now you might be saying like, okay, it's a bad signing. I like, okay, it might be, but at the same time, there's still that chance that it could be a good outcome for them, and they could utilize him in a good manner because we like it's you don't really know if it's the coaching or if it's a quarterback, but as far as we know, back in Chicago, it was more than likely what's his name? I forgot his name, but he's a coach that everyone hated.
Matt
Anyways,
Nagy.
yeah, it was more than likely his fault, but hopefully the Steelers are able to do something. And then what was another team? Oh, the Rams got Bobby Wagner.
Rams are NFC though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the Rams just like stacked on top of their already stacked team.
Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson,
Yeah, it's
and probably
wild.
OBJ soon.
That team's
OBJ will
gonna be
probably get re-signed to
scary.
them
That team is
soon. I
gonna be
don't know.
scary. Like as far as here, let me pull it up real quick. If we look at the NFC teams, right?
Yeah, I think like playoff contenders in the, or I'll say AFC. Sorry, for AFC, I say playoff contenders. Pretty much the whole AFC West.
Yeah, Yeah,
In
because
the East, I would say maybe, oh, definitely Buffalo, maybe Miami. I'd say I'm not sure about New England now. They haven't really done anything this offseason. They haven't gotten better, in my opinion.
the big thing that we failed to mention is um,
So
Russell Wilson.
I'm not going to say New England's.
Hello.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
you
Can you hear me?
you cut out for a little bit, like when you started talking about the Patriots. But
Oh,
anyways,
sorry.
you're good. But one thing I think we failed to mention, which was one of the critical pieces when we say the AFC is literally so stacked, is Russell Wilson going to the Broncos. That is just the Broncos got what they needed. Broncos are good.
They have
Chargers,
been, Broncos have been a quarterback away for a while.
and
So I think this really bolt pushes them into that Super Bowl contention, especially with the great defense that they have, the great weapons that they have on offense. They're going to be really good
if
next
we
year.
if we move up to the Chargers, right? If we're talking about AFC West, they got Khalil Mack,
Mac, yeah. I mean,
and then
hasn't done much these past couple of years, or at least from what I've seen. I don't know.
still
People say he does a lot. He's
still a household name that got traded to that AFC West. And then if we go to the Raiders were already in a iffy position to go to the playoffs with Hunter Renfro, and now they got Devonte Adams. Like that is a team you do not want to go up against. And then if we go to the Chiefs are already. I mean, they lost Tyreek Hill, so I don't know how they'll perform next year. But they also got Juju, but Juju hasn't been doing good. So the Chiefs are kind of like an offset. But I feel like the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos are all going to be very good next year. Um, if Russell
Come on,
Wilson.
Chiefs will be good. Don't worry. The entire AFC West is playoff contention. In the South, I'm not sold on the Titans. I just I don't know. They haven't really. I'm not going to say that they're not in playoff contention just because they still have a lot of good pieces on that offense, especially. But I'd say the Colts are the best team in the AFC South. But that might be biased, but whatever. Colts Titans are probably the contenders in the South. AFC North, that the whole division is really confusing me. I'm gonna be honest because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people say that the Bengals were kind of not really fluke, but it'll be hard for them to repeat what they did last year, and I kind of see where that's coming from. But at the same time, I don't
Hello.
I don't want to. I think I see both. Can you hear me? Yeah, no, I stopped for a second. I stopped for a second.
Oh, okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you
You're
hear me?
back. You're
Can
back.
you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. No, what I was saying about the Bengals is I don't know. I A lot of people saying I've seen pretty much both extremes for their predictions next year, like being one of the worst, not one of the worst teams, but being like pretty mid team next year compared to
Mm-hmm.
being one of the best. But I'm not saying that they're going to be amazing, like a 13 or 12 win team next year. I don't think that's what they'll be. I think they'll be decent, similar to how they were going into the playoffs this year, like a respectable team. They won their division, pretty bad division, I'd say, last year, but they still won their division, 10
Mm-hmm.
win team. I think that's how they will be this year. Just, um, I don't think they'll just be as successful as they were last year. I mean, they'll still be a really contending team for the next decade, but I think obviously you never know what could happen in the playoffs. Anything can happen, but
Yeah. Yeah.
from what I see, their defense still isn't amazing. Offensive line still needs a lot of. I don't know. We have
Yeah.
to see what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are going to do, but see what happens with Deshaun Watson and his suspension
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying. This whole division is weird in my opinion.
yeah,
Steelers, the Steelers. Who knows what's going to happen with them?
it's yeah. This division is in a odd situation because we all thought the Ravens with Lamar Jackson like they were gonna be like
Yeah, it's any man's
did they
game
even
for
make
this one.
playoffs? Start off with give me 1 second if I can pull teams up. Okay, Cowboys.
Let's
Mm,
see one second.
Cowboys. I don't know
Cowboys.
about them. I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, maybe they can make the playoffs. Giants, no. Eagles, no. Commanders, no. Bears, no. Lions, no. Packers without Devontae Adams, no. Vikings, no. Falcons, no. Panthers, no. Saints, no. Bucks, yes. Cardinals, maybe. Rams, yes. 49ers, maybe. Seahawks, no. There's like 3 teams. Maybe. Bucks,
I
Rams,
mean,
Niners, Cardinals. I mean, you don't know, obviously, like anything can happen, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't seem that competitive. You know?
yeah, I'd say I don't know. It's tough to see. I'd say after the draft, we'll see
Yeah,
how
it's
a lot of
it's
teams will change. A lot of teams will obviously going to change after the draft based off who they take. But I don't know. Yeah, the whole NFC is. I
it's
don't
just
even know what to
not
think. I'm
a
going to be
yeah.
honest. Especially, I think the Packers are a really confusing team to me because even with Rodgers,
Mhm.
they're still a really talented team. But man, they're probably going to end up taking a receiver round 1 or 2. They're pretty much going to have to take a receiver round 1 or 2 in the
Mhm.
draft, and I will probably see. We'll see who that is in a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with the Falcons. They're probably going to end up taking. I mean, they've pretty much put themselves in a situation where they have to take a receiver round 1 or 2.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it'll be at the 8th pick, but I mean,
We'll
we have to
see.
wait and see who falls to them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going a little bit more into draft now, but obviously, I know more for the Falcons draft wise, but obviously, there's no way they're gonna. In my eyes, there's no way they're gonna take a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think
Especially,
that's a good decision, especially with getting Marcus Mariota. There's no point in getting a quarterback because they would much
that's
rather.
Marcus Mariota's situation is different. He's just here for a couple of years
Yeah,
to
but
fill.
it's not like this. Like unless they really, really, really like someone, there's no, and I don't think they do. Like, given
Just
this
gonna
draft class,
tank
yeah,
for Bryce
Bryce
Young.
Young. But if we're looking at like picks, I heard like a lot of the top names
Bryce
were
Young. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
what? Hello.
What do you say?
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say
Yeah, what's
like
up?
the first couple picks, like Aiden Hutchinson is a big name that we're gonna hear in those top. There's a lot of defensive line players up here.
Ben
Now
is
that I
stacked,
think
I'd
about
say.
it.
I mean, there's Trayvon Walker, there's Kayvon Thibodeau. His name's fallen down a little bit, actually. I'd say one guy I'd really want the Falcons to get is Kyle Hamilton. He's
There's a safety, right?
in my opinion, he's one of, if not the best player in the draft from Notre Dame. He's basically his size of a linebacker, but has like this closing speed of a
Some
like whatever
defensive
a wide
back.
receiver. His like if you've seen his highlights, it's basically I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
He's just so fast, so
yeah.
versatile.
See,
It,
in all honesty, we're talking about like needs. Like I know the Falcons said they aren't gonna draft for needs, but at this
all of our yeah, needs are everything. What do you mean?
no, but they said they're gonna draft off of skill, not need.
I mean, yeah, I mean every team says that, but
Okay,
at
yeah. But like I
some
think
point you have to consider not narrative. Sorry, there's something I wanted to say. But draft is supposed to be. You're supposed to take best player available no matter what you have, and the free agency is supposed to be where you fill your needs. I think
yeah.
some people don't understand that about the draft sometimes, where teams are taking the best player available no matter what they have at the position.
Mm,
Best player available. The draft, that's what the draft is for, is getting the best possible player you can no matter what you have. And then free agencies for filling those like extra roster spots that you need to get filled up. So
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
I think
but
that's probably the best mentality for every team going into the draft. But at some point, especially for like the Falcons and receiver, I mean, that's just that's when you have like a position where you need to draft for need. So yeah,
yeah. And I think like to be honest, as far like, okay, let's talk about the Falcons for a little bit. we haven't brought this topic up in a while.
I
Uh,
mean, it's like we made an episode in a while.
yeah,
So
that's true. But we were also talking about playoffs, and they sure as heck weren't in there. So let's go to their offense, right? Let's look at their quarterback situation. Marcus Mariota, solid quarterback. He hasn't had much opportunity. I feel like he could be a promising player. Like, this is probably biased, but with this one game that he did play with the Raiders as a backup, he did good. He didn't do bad. And if you look at his like interviews after he came here, he was saying like he was frustrated with injuries and he just wasn't up to the level. And then after he took a step back and was in that backup situation, he was able to build himself back up without that much pressure on his shoulders and be the best player he can be. So I feel like, especially with his history with Arthur Smith, he could be a solid, just temporary quarterback in that situation. And as far as the running back position goes, I know the Falcons were looking towards some. They were looking at some players to take late in the draft. They were attending some of these, like when they were attending these colleges, they were only specifically focusing on attending the running back positions for some of them. I know there's this Florida running back. I don't know what his name is, but if we look at the running back, we have Cordell Patterson, Mike Davis. We also have Damian Williams.
Damian
Yeah.
Williams, yeah.
So, I mean, we can do anything. Like, Damian Williams, for all we know, he could have a pop-off season. He could be the same as Cordell Patterson, right? Like, we got extremely lucky with that. I mean, not lucky, but it was a good signing. And I feel like
We need to draft a running back. We need to draft a running back. That's all I'm going to say. You can't do anything with these 30-year-old running backs.
yeah,
You're not going to win games if you have a running back who's already
okay, true, right? But at the same time, running back is the most replaceable position on the field.
round one. I'm saying, yeah, like day two or probably a late day two or a day three pick.
Yeah,
You can use
yeah,
get a good running back, get a
yeah,
solid
fair,
running back,
fair.
and I mean, obviously, it's not going to do good since we have is like absolute zero old line. But I'd say 50% of a running back's production is dependent on other things.
Yeah. Okay, so when we say running back, we get a good, like, decent running back. So our running game is fine. Our offensive line is still developing. Like, they're still not like crazy old. Like, they're all second, third, fourth years, right? And then let's go to receiver position, right? We have Alameda Zacchaeus, Frank Darby, Auden Tate, and that's about it.
There's a few other random people I don't even know about
Random,
yet.
yeah. Few of them under 100 yards receiving in the NFL. So we're not in a too hot of a situation there. I feel like as far as Alameda Zacchaeus goes, he can be a good player. He's definitely not up to par to be that wide receiver one just yet. I don't
Mm.
think he's at that capability. He's like looking at his size, it's 5'8". Like, he's just a quick guy you put on the field who can get the job done, and he cannot, as far as I know, like, I could easily be wrong. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like he can carry all of that weight of being that wide receiver one that the Falcons need. And I feel like that's why, you, as you previously said, taking a receiver in round one or two is crucial for this team to have someone to rely on. And we have Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is fine. He's been crazy. Uh,
I feel
I
bad
just,
for him.
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to leave in a couple of years, but it's okay.
and no, and the thing is, we had Ridley, right? But Ridley got suspended, so we can't even do anything. Like, he was injured last year. We're like, okay, he's gonna be good. We're gonna have him back. We have no one now, literally no one. So, like, we can't even do anything as far as that goes. And as far as our defense goes, see, this is where we have a situation. Our secondary is probably the Casey Hayward AJ Terrell duo is. I am so putting, like, I am betting on that duo to do so good, because, like, they are two really, really good secondary players. But at the same time, even if we have this
I'm going to be honest.
incredible,
What did you already said?
you just said I'm gonna be honest, and you didn't say anything.
No, so I'm going to be honest. Our defense isn't even that bad.
It it isn't. The only thing that's bad right now is our line, like our defensive line, and like the pressure that we're getting on the quarterback. That's consistently been bad over the past couple of years, and we need to change that. Because it doesn't matter if we have AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward in the secondary, locking these people up. If the quarterback is given like 10 seconds in the pocket, he's gonna find someone open. That's common sense. Like, you can't just bet all your people on secondary. You need to have someone who's rushing. Like, he's literally just sitting there, just has all the time in the world. Like, you just need to lock them. Even if they lock them down for like 3 or 4 seconds, he can't cover the whole
Yeah.
like that's just impossible. You can't do that.
I feel like I told you that before.
You probably did, and I probably picked it up subconsciously. But like it makes no sense. So that's what I'm saying. Like when we go into the draft, I would be extremely happy if in that first round we would get a defensive line player. Because if we get a solid defensive line player, our defense could be crazy. Like crazy. Like we we lost Foye Aluakon, but we still have Deion Jones. Like he's not been that crazy good, I know, but he's still he's a good linebacker. And like we had a couple good signings too in the off season. I forgot Rashad Evans. I completely forgot about him. We got that new Titans linebacker Rashad Evans. Like we're fine. Like our defense is not that bad if we just put pressure on the quarterback, we can be fine. As far
Who
as
did we get?
Rashad Evans from the
I don't know who that is.
He's good. He's an all-pro linebacker. He came from Tennessee. Dude, our whole team, is it Rashad Evans? Rashad or Rashawn?
I don't know.
Rashawn.
Yeah.
Rashawn Evans. He's pretty young too. He's literally 26. He's taking Foye Aluakon's number. Our whole team is just filled with Bears and Titans players at this point. It's kind of sad. We're like the Atlanta Tears, because that's a good name. Atlanta Tears. They caused a lot of tears during the season. But yeah, so Rashawn Evans, Deion Jones, and let's keep in mind like the draft isn't over. The draft didn't even happen, right? We could like Grady Jarrett was a 6th round pick, bro.
Dude. I mean, like those don't come around very often.
Foye Aluakon was a 5th round pick. Like
yeah, but they took time.
Okay.
To develop.
Fair. I'll give you that, but at the same time, like we don't like at this point. It's not like we're gonna be in playoff contention this year. Like to be brutally honest, at all, with the way that our schedule is and with the way that our offense is right now. But we like there's a chance, you know. Because let's look at the Bengals, right? The Bengals were 4-12, and then they come around and they go to the Super Bowl, right? It took 2 good pieces. Like, obviously, they had crazy good free agent signings, but it literally just took Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Those 2 people single-handedly turned around that franchise. I mean, not single-handedly, but, like, they played a huge role in that.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
true.
just takes, like...
I get what you're saying.
Like, it takes 1 or 2 good draft picks to completely change your franchise and completely change your team. So, like, I mean, yeah, we can't say the Falcons are counted out yet, but it's hard for them to be put in a situation where even if we do get these 2 or 3 draft picks, it's not like it would still be hard with the teams that we're going up against because the rest of our team is not.
That's why I want Bryce Young so bad next year, or whoever the best quarterback in the draft was end up being. C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young. Whoever it may be next year.
If we get Bryce Young, we would be set. Like I'm telling you, we get Garrett Wilson.
I mean, but we don't know what's going to happen this next college football year, so.
I know. There's also Jameson Williams, talking about receivers, he's expected to make a full recovery prior to the season starting.
There's no way.
That's what I heard. That's why people are starting to get him back into...
January. There's no way he'll fully recover before the season starts, and that he'll miss whole mini camp. He'll miss all of OTAs.
He's good.
There's no way.
He's a good 13 weeks out of surgery and ahead of his schedule with his rehab. So, yeah, I heard some discussion surrounding that he was ahead of his like scheduled time or time frame to recover. So he still could be like, but the thing is, I really like, in all honesty, like as harsh as injuries are, I just don't want the Falcons to draft him because it's a huge risk. Like that's just the
obviously
it's just a business. Like you can't do anything about it. It's not anything against him. It's just the way everything works. You know. Let me see. Exactly how long?
Yeah, I know Garrett Wilson is probably the number one receiver in this draft.
Yeah, the
After
Falcons are
him,
projected to take him too.
yeah, Garrett Wilson. There's Chris Olave.
Um,
There's
one
um
dude, I forgot his name. He's Ohio State. He put up 300 yards one game. Dude,
that's he's a freshman. He's not in the
I feel like you
draft.
told me this already too.
Yeah, but yeah, he'll be there next year. Oh no, he's a sophomore. Sorry, Jackson Smith in Jigba.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if we look at the wide receivers in this class, it's pretty stacked. Like, that's a
Actually
good
decent. I know
that's a good thing for the
there's one.
Falcons.
There's a North Dakota State guy. I don't remember his name.
I know. So
But
someone posted a TikTok about him or something. Like, this
really,
guy. I don't know if it's North Dakota. Yeah, I think it was. He's like one of the most underrated, like the physical athletes. Like the way he did what he did as pro day is like crazy.
I know because he played with Trey Lance, so people are saying that if Debo gets traded, they might trade for him or they might draft him.
That's
Wait, do they even have a first rounder?
who the
The Niners,
I don't know.
because they traded up for Trey Lance, so I doubt they will.
They don't.
So whatever. No, but if they do end up trading Debo, they'll probably get one.
George Pickens, Chris Olave, you already said. Drake
So
London. Drake London was a
George
name.
Pickens, yeah.
Drake
Oh,
London is
Drake
also.
London, yeah, he was the one I forgot. He's definitely one of the top three.
I'm so
And that's Treylon
happy.
Burks. He's close.
Yeah, Traylon Burks also. I'm honestly happy that this draft, in terms of the receiver position, like there's so many players. It's it's
Yeah, I
so
mean, I'd be
so
happy even if we take like second round instead of taking receiver
yeah
first round. If we end
yeah
up with somebody maybe like Treylon Burks or
yeah. Like
whoever ends
if
up
we
being down there in the second
like
round,
they're not even bad players. There's just
Pickens.
so many good players this draft. It's like the skill gap is this much. Like someone could do significantly worse in the college or Division 1 football and then go to the NFL and have a like significantly better margin and succeed so much more. So it's honestly it's not that big of a deal in far as our receiver position goes. If we draft a receiver second round, get a defensive lineman first round, just
Or
maybe
anything. I mean,
we maybe
we're in
can
the
pull
position
something
right.
off.
We're
Like
in the position right now where no matter what we take, I'd be
it's
fine with.
good. Yeah.
So,
It's like
like
anyone is
if we
better.
get if we get an edge rusher, like I'm not the best. I'm gonna be honest because he's at one point he was projected the number one overall pick. Kyle Hamilton, I'll be more than happy if we end up getting him. Any one of the top receivers, I mean, I'd be okay with it. Quarterback, obviously, I wouldn't be happy with that,
If
but
yeah, honestly, like
whatever. It is what it is. But
the only way the Falcons can go wrong is if they draft a quarterback in Malik
yeah,
Willis or Kenny
I
Pickett. I will be furious, bro.
I agree.
There's
So,
no
but
point.
yeah, and even any of the offensive linemen, like Evan Neal, if he falls down to us,
That's
who's
fine.
the other guy? Ikem Okonwu. I don't know, that's something like that. Something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard of him, but any one of those guys, if they end up falling to us or we end up taking them, I'd be happy with O line. I'd be perfectly fine with that. Edge rusher, I'd be more than happy if we're. Obviously, we're probably not going to get Aiden Hudson or Trayvon Walker if they go that, but you never know. Especially for this draft, since it's the first time in a while, in my opinion, where we have no clue what's going to happen in the top 10 or
Yeah.
anything. We have no clue what's going to happen at
It's like
all. Or
it's completely up for grabs. Like there's there's like this is the one draft like last year.
all years where we've been everybody knew Trevor Lawrence was going number
Everyone
one.
knew the
Everybody
Falcons
knew
were
Joe
getting Kyle
Burrow was going
Pitts.
number one.
Like everyone knew everything.
That
Everyone
wasn't true. No,
what Kyle Pitts?
I'd say everybody said the draft started at four. Everybody knew the first three picks, or not even the
No,
Niners pick. People were the Mac Jones
no,
thing.
it was the
Where did that
Niners.
even come from?
No, it was the Niners was Trey Lance and it was some other guy.
Mac
It
Jones.
was Mac, right? Yeah, it was Mac. It was it was them two, and they were like, who are they gonna get? Who are they gonna get?
That just came out. Everybody was like, Kyle Shanahan wants to get Mac Jones or something. I'm like, you don't trade up for like, okay, like no offense to Mac Jones, but he's not really that franchise changing guy. He's you trade up for players like Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence
In all
with like
honesty,
especially with all the picks that they traded away.
low key, what the Falcons should have done is they should have traded for Trey Lance.
What do you mean?
They should like not
I'm,
in the
I'm
draft. I'm saying like after. Like he's not a bad quarterback. He's good,
I mean
but I don't know what he would give.
draft
What we would.
that whole draft he's gonna be the best. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Hello,
but
did you hear what I said?
sort of. You said like something about Trey Lance. He's gonna be the best. Like you cut out a little
In the
bit.
end, when it's all said and done, he's gonna be the best quarterback from that draft class. I mean, I firmly believe that, especially with the situation he's in San Francisco. I'm cut off again. I got cut off again, right?
No, you're good.
Oh no, I was wrong. Okay, no, but the situation he's in San Francisco, he's completely set up for success. Like, there's no way you can fail with the talent that he has, with the running ability that he has. He's going to be a very successful quarterback with the arm strength, the weapons. Debo's situation might be a little bit weird, but even with still George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and probably maybe getting who's their running back? Whoever, doesn't matter who their running back is.
Tevin. Oh no, Tevin got traded. Never mind.
Doesn't matter, but like he's built for season. So I don't know.
Eli Mitchell.
We'll see. I think
Eli
I don't know.
Mitchell was the running back. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
How much time have we?
We are at solid 33. We got time.
You want to like do a few more minutes and then wrap it up?
Yeah, we should.
All right.
See, the thing is, there's not much to talk about no more because it's the off season.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to go exactly to 40. It doesn't really matter. We can spend a few more minutes talking about some stuff.
Debo Samuel.
Who do you want the Falcons to draft? If you could pick one.
If I could pick one person, realistically, right? I don't know defensive lineman, but a defensive lineman.
Which one? I mean, obviously, I doubt Hutchinson will fall to us. There's Trayvon Walker, maybe. Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon, okay. I mean, I'd say he has a good chance of falling to us based off of like rumors and stuff.
See, with what you said, either Kyle Hamilton or him, I would be happy with.
I fell in love with the secondary, Kyle Hamilton.
Dude, our secondary would be so good if we got him though.
Casey Hayward, AJ Terrell.
That would be like.
And who's our other safety?
What's his name? Eric Harris. And
we signed someone.
Jalen Hawkins. We signed a safety.
We signed someone, yeah. And like it was a pretty decent name too. I feel like I've heard of him. Let me search up just Falcons depth chart. Falcons.
I don't know if they update depth chart. You might just want to look at something.
No, they do. They do.
Oh.
Falcons depth chart.
If you guys didn't know, hold on, let me just talk.
Richie Grant, Dean Marlowe.
Oh, Richie Grant, we drafted him last year.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dean
guys,
Marlowe.
real quick, do you guys like this? I know no one really comments anymore, but do you guys like this? And there's little version 40. It's gonna develop throughout the season. Hopefully some more.
I wish I could put my stuff on. I don't have a wall behind me. All my stuff's right here.
Yeah, you can pan it over if you want to show them. He has a whole Falcons. Your camera froze. That's perfect.
I'll move my camera again. Show you guys my stuff. Braves World Series champion. And then,
as soon as this starts.
Oh, you didn't? Did you not see it?
Your camera froze.
Oh,
there.
My bad. So
Now
Braves poster, world champions.
Super Bowl 51 that we want to forget.
And then Matt Ryan. Do you remember when I got that, Liam? From fall rally in 7th grade.
Oh yeah.
We did that football game throwing to the tire.
Yeah.
I still have it. And then let me get the other two stuff.
He has 2 other big Falcons posters you guys are gonna see.
I have this one, just the throwback logo. the 90s logo. And then I got this one.
Matt Ryan.
Yes.
Guys, if you guys say anything about my Broncos thing, this was back in like 2013. Like like let's calm down, all right? Like I didn't
I
know
mean,
this
yeah, I
was.
feel like I was a massive Broncos fan
No, you
that
had
early.
Broncos stuff too.
Hey,
Don't.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
See,
You know,
it's not just me. But then we found our true team. You know, the Atlanta Falcons, greatest team. And you know what's funny?
nah, I was in love with the Broncos, man.
You know what's funny? Your players on your poster is outdated and my player's outdated.
What happened?
Your player's
What happened?
outdated.
What'd you say?
Matt Ryan is outdated and this guy's outdated.
Yeah, this guy. Can't even say his name.
Julio Jones, free agent. He's simply not playing anymore. I think he's not gonna get on a team anymore. I think it's it for him.
Because he's Julio Jones, but I don't know. His career's over, in my
Anyways, I was
opinion.
gonna say one more thing. Oh yeah, guys. So this Thursday, right, is the NFL draft. Hopefully, we're gonna record some clips there. We're going to something inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and we're gonna get to meet some players, and we're gonna hopefully get a player on. So the next episode, we will get a player on our podcast. As crazy as that sounds, we will try to make it happen. And
You should have filmed horizontally, Liam.
yeah, I'll do that.
I don't know why I said that. That was so random.
Wait, what? We film horizontally?
It's just people that film vertically, and then it'll be like a box in the middle of the screen.
Oh, when we show them the clips. Okay, yeah. So we'll record horizontally from whenever we go to that. Whenever the Falcons pick who they pick, we'll get our live reactions and show.
I don't know why I said that. That was so random.
Yeah, that was pretty random. We'll get some players to shout out. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick, guys. So the next episode will either be, it won't be an episode. It might be a montage of like that day of Thursday, or it would be an episode with those clips, but we'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be fire. You guys should be hype as we are for the NFL draft. That can, I mean, it doesn't really matter or affect us, but it can significantly impact our future and the team of the Atlanta Falcons and many other teams around the league, especially with, we don't know what's going to happen with Deebo Samuel in these upcoming days, where he could potentially come to Atlanta, you know.
I would hate it if he comes. No thanks.
Our money would not be in a correct situation if he did come, but that's
To come to us, but okay.
we'll see. And just the reason why I saying, like, before we got Casey Hayward, everyone was saying Ahmad Gardner, Derek Stingley. I do not want that right now. That is.
I mean, I would. He's pretty good.
Yeah, but at the same time, we don't need a corner, bro. We just don't. There's so many, like, our depth at corner is gonna be so heavy, and we're gonna have nothing at all of our other positions.
I mean, yeah, we do still have Isaiah Oliver.
Exactly,
And
bruh.
who else? Avery Williams, Kendall Sheffield,
Avery Williams plays. Oh, he does play corner. Never mind.
Kendall Sheffield, Darren Hall,
Yeah,
and
we're
then a
fine.
bunch of randoms.
We're fine.
Our team is so bad, bro.
Hey, bruh, chill, bruh.
I'm just looking at this depth chart. It's so bad.
Chill, bruh. I don't know, man. We'll see. We have a pretty.
It's
good...
horrible.
Okay, man. We have a pretty good chance of making it. You know, it's a Super Bowl.
Making what?
It's a Super Bowl, bro. Swear, bro.
Alright.
Like, we're gonna be the Bengals, bro. Like, don't trip. We're making this.
Okay. Stay patient.
Anything can happen. We just gotta
Or the
stay
Sixers.
patient, bro. I'm telling. Okay, this is kind of random. I was so like, back when we were good and we were like top 5 or whatever in power rankings, I'm like, why aren't we top 3 this time? Why aren't we top 10? Now I'm happy if
You tell me this.
if we're outside of the top 20, like, or if we're in the top 20. Like, it's so bad. We're so bad. Like, what? I was too young to appreciate how good we are, and now we're just bad.
I mean, that's what happens. You don't appreciate it until it's gone. So
Wow, inspiring, Mehul. Someone put that on a poster.
it probably already is.
Anyways,
All right, I think that's good. Yeah.
That's 41 minutes. Thank you all for watching. Sorry for the big gap in uploading. We'll try and get another episode out to you guys after the draft and as soon as some other offseason moves are made, because we obviously just want to sit here and talk about nothing to you guys. So we'll probably have another couple episodes leading up to preseason, OTAs, as everything starts settling down. We know which players are drafted and whatnot. And then hopefully we might do a preseason power rankings. I don't know, depends what we have planned. And hope you guys like the new background. And make sure to drop a like, subscribe.
My same background.
And that's all from me. Anything you want to add, Mehul?
Oh no. I think you pretty much summed it up. And hopefully offseason brings some pretty more interesting stuff that we can talk about. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great day. Make sure you can do all this stuff.
Make sure to have a good day, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.